Hey everybody, welcome to another Master Pairing. It's me, Dr. Bill, and today I have a good friend of mine, John Calabrese, who's been a craft beer advocate for many, many years. When did you first get into craft beer, John?
Oh, probably mid-1990s.
Nice, nice. And we've known each other for
10 years,
10 years at least. Excellent. So today I thought we'd do a little Imperial Stout, but no, Stephen, not an American Imperial Stout, actually an English Imperial Stout where the origin of the style derived. It's the Samuel Smith's from Tadcaster, England, 7% ABV, which is actually in the range that Imperial Stouts were originally, 7 to 9%. Not these 18% ones, 24% ones, all these crazy ones that we have now.
Something a little more authentic and original.
Exactly. This is a great traditional company that's been doing some really good beers. And Imperial Stouts, usually the American Imperial Stouts, are kind of overwhelming with foods. You can pair them with blue cheeses, you can pair them with desserts, because so intense chocolate and coffee notes. Matter of fact, you have all these great Imperial Stouts nowadays, like a Ale Smith, where they use Ryan Brother coffee, Dark Lord from Three Floyds, all these huge monsters. This is going to have nice roasted malts, hints of coffee, hints of chocolate, but it's going to play really well with the dishes I have today.
Well, it's something to complement the food as opposed to something to sip after dinner.
Exactly. There you go, sir.
Thank you.
Matter of fact, this was one of the first Imperial Stouts I probably had about a little over 25 years ago.
It was one of the few out there that you could actually buy.
Exactly. Exactly. It's good seeing you.
Cheers.
Yeah, nice roasted notes. A little vinous.
A little bit of toffee on the nose. Much lighter body than some of the Imperial Stouts that you see that you can get around here, like you mentioned, Stone Ale Smith, Dark Lord.
It's really refreshing, though. It's really clean, has good roast malt flavors. A hint of coffee, not overly bitter, really good. So this, usually I recommend porters or brown ales with steaks, because you really get those caramelized malt flavors to go with the roasted meats, whether it's lamb, steak, things like that. But today I did a nice ribeye. Did it not quite blue, but kind of a black and blue thing going on here, especially with the cheeses today. But I did a nice blue rare steak here, well seasoned. I only like to season my steaks with salt and pepper.
Very good.
Plays really well. The caramelization just matches beautifully when it comes in. What do you think?
Very good pairing.
Okay.
The beer kind of cuts into a little bit of the fattiness of the steak.
Oh yeah, definitely cuts all the fattiness. That's what the bitterness does, because there is bitter notes with the malt.
But when people hear about an Imperial Stout, they think of a big beer, especially people around here. Like we've mentioned the names of the various breweries. This is something you could have with dinner, a full glass of, and not feel absolutely overwhelmed. And
Imperial Stouts have always been one of the bigger in the range of beers. They were originally created for export from the English market to the Russian
court.
Exactly, before the Bolshevik Revolution, I guess.
Right, because they could survive the sea voyage too.
Exactly, and then you know, those cold Russian months during the winter. This is a beer that's perfect for that.
It makes you forget the lousy weather.
Exactly, exactly. So what I also love to do with Imperial Stouts is blue cheeses. Yes. And I have a couple great blues, a very salty Capra Verde and a very much more mild and creamy Gorgonzola Dulche. So please, I'm thinking probably want to try the Gorgonzola Dulche first. There you go.
Thank you.
Very creamy for a blue cheese.
Yes, creamy, but it has that blue cheese tanginess that people like. Very nice pairing, smooth.
I really like it.
Yeah, I do.
I think with this beer it really shows off well. And then with the Capra Verde, it's also creamy, but it's got a lot of saltiness to it. More classic, big blue cheese flavor. Huge, just explodes across your palate.
But the beer goes right over it. Nice and creams it out.
It subdues it, but yet it allows it to still shine through all the great things about the blue cheese, but it takes the harshness off.
It kind of washes the saltiness away and the other flavors stand up.
Yeah. It's like that sandcastle being hit by a wave, and it kind of just washes away part of it. Yeah. Great beer. I haven't had this beer in a while, too. I have to admit I've gone away from it. But I've got some back in my cellar now and be able to enjoy it.
Now, does this cellar real well?
It picks up, because of lower alcohol, it has a tendency to oxidize.
Okay.
I wouldn't age it for more than a year or two, and it picks up nice little vinous characteristics, little wine-like notes. But I think it's a delicious beer.
Great with the grilled meat, like you were saying.
Exactly. Well, John, thanks for coming.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks for inviting me. Cheers.
Thanks for coming to another Master Pairing. Cheers, everyone.
Boom.